I'm back. The vlogs are back! I'm just chilling in the house today, so it might be a bit of like it's a general catch-up vlog. First things first, my t-shirt is tie-dye but not tie-dye. It's like tie-dye but like dark like my soul. I'm going to get a lot of questions, I can tell. I'll link it below for you. It's from ASOS. I got it, I think I got it in UK 16. It's quite oversized though. I probably could have gone for a 14 quite easily. And my jewellery is from Anna Louisa. These were sent to me. I did pick them though. I've been eyeing them up for like ages and ages, and I think actually now I've tried them, I'm going to for sure be purchasing a few bits and pieces for friends and stuff for Christmas and things. Got this beautiful rope ring. It's a little bit thicker on one side than the other. And then this bracelet that comes with a clasp. It's just a really simple, beautiful kind of like gold. I'm very simple with my jewellery. I just like things that are really easy. And then I have a couple of, this actually comes as a set, but you may have noticed I always have like a little necklace of some kind on. And these two come as a set, but you can wear them separately. They have like, they are two whole separate necklaces. So it's just, let me zoom you in. So it's just this really cute little eye pendant on a really thin chain with like balls across it. I thought it was just nicer than like a plain chain. And then you've got this one which is the same chain just with no pendant on. So I am obsessed. I'll leave the links and stuff down for you below, but they're just really, really pretty. And I actually wore these to a casting yesterday. I had a lingerie casting for Triumph, and the girl who I was doing the casting with actually really liked them, and she asked me where they were from. So fashion. Yes, hello. How are you? My hair also, let's address my hair. During lockdown, I was very, I mean, you saw that I did dye my hair. During lockdown I was very lazy. I had a bit of a root, and then it was basically when you dye your hair with permanent colour and you have like a chocolatey kind of colour going on, my understanding is that when like the more ashy colour tends to like wash out or fade out first, and then obviously you have the growth from the roots because permanent colour like grows out, but a lot of it does fade as well. So when you go for like a chocolate colour, basically red pigment is really difficult to get out of hair. Not only had it grown up and faded out, but it leaves the red pigment behind. And then I had like an ashy root because my natural colour is more ashy, and then the red on the end, and I was like, I just can't do it. And I had held off because basically I wear extensions at Yours Clothing just because we use a lot of wind and stuff. I say we use a lot of wind, we have a leaf blower. Which is quite standard fashion industry weird secret, is that on set you either have someone wafting someone or you actually use a mini leaf blower. I shit you not. Obviously my hair gets blown about, and so we just have some extra pieces in just so that it doesn't go all stringy basically. And they matched my hair when it had kind of like, when it wasn't its normal colour basically, and I prefer this colour, and so I offered to dye the extensions when I also did my hair. And you can tell like it's a slightly different colour on their website, and I honestly prefer it. It looks a little bit darker in my viewfinder. I don't know what it's going to look like when I go to edit this, but you can see like it still has some dimension in it. So now I've switched to using the Weller semi-permanent ones rather than a permanent colour, because it's sort of better for my hair and stuff, and there's no real need to do a permanent colour if I'm being totally honest. So there you go. My hair is darker. It does look darker. I prefer it. Some of you may not, but to be honest, this does not bother me because I prefer it. So there you go. The vlogs are back. Don't know how many days a week we're going to be doing this because I'm working. I've picked up a new client. I now work for Dorothy Perkins as well. To be fair, next week is my only second week shooting there. They appear to like me and they asked me back to shoot again, so hopefully now I've said that and I've picked up another client, that will be the end of it, no doubt. And then I've been doing my usual Yours Clothing, and then I've been working a little bit for Evans as well. Really pleased to be getting out of the house, much better for my mental health. However, if I'm being totally honest, mental health has been suffering slightly. I think maybe we're all experiencing this. I know things have got a little bit better and pubs have opened and things have opened, and obviously I'm now able to see my partner, which is amazing. But I think sometimes it just all catches up with you, and I'm not sleeping very well and all this kind of stuff. So But I am pleased to be back at work. I'm doing things to help myself feel good. I just don't know like how vlogging like quite a lot like I was before is going to work out with my work schedule, because I do have to travel. And for example, I was able to get a slightly earlier train the other day back from Peterborough. Obviously the day that I was allowed to leave early, all the trains back into London were cancelled, so I left work at about 5:05 and I didn't get home till nearly midnight. So, you know, things like that can really throw it off. And some days I do 2 days a week, some days I do one, and then some days I have like other clients as well. So just with like the editing and stuff, might be a little bit tricky, but the vlogs are back. We're back. We're going to talk about a few sort of favourite things I've discovered in lockdown a little bit later. But I also wanted to tell you that I have a TikTok. I have 2 TikToks. Would appreciate if you want to go give those a follow. One of them is just hannahjojanes, same as my Instagram, which I'd also appreciate if you follow. Been doing a lot of like body acceptance things on there, comparison posts of like skinny model versus now, and not even just like for the body comparison, just for like the mental health aspect of the comparison, like what was going on in this picture that you didn't know and look at me now, all of that kind of stuff. So if you are a normal human being, man or woman, doesn't matter, non-binary, whatever, we all have these kinds of issues, and I think they need to be spoken about a little bit more, and a little bit more of a dose of normality is what's needed on social media, and I hope to bring that to you in some sense. So that's what I like to do on my Instagram, as well as just be like, hey, here's my face, because I thought I looked hot when I spent an hour and a half in makeup and none of this hair is mine, you know? So there's a good mix on there. Let's talk about this. My other TikTok is called Hannah Does Ukulele. I have a grand total of 33 followers. I now write my own songs and do a little bit of singing. Please be nice to me, because I have no training whatsoever and I have some really bloody awful habits. But I really love it. I treated myself to this beautiful flight ukulele. I bought a really cheap one, like 30 quid jobby on Amazon during lockdown with some birthday money that my nan gave me, and I fell in love with it. I just thought I would buy a cheap kind of budget one, and I absolutely adore it. I then picked up an electric one, because you guys know, if you've seen any of my like Guns N' Roses t-shirts or like the 5-finger Death Punch one, because 5-finger Death Punch is alive, then you will know that I have a little bit of a thing for rock music, and I also like a bit of metal. And guitar was just always too hard for me when I was younger. It hurt my fingers. Also, my parents were like, we're not letting you have lessons unless you learn a recorder first so you can read music. And I was like, well, this is fucking shit. Obviously, I'm not going to do that. So then I saw ukulele, I picked one up, and I bought the electric one as well, because I didn't realise that you can be a ukulele rock god and shred on a ukulele, and if you have an electric one, it sounds like an electric guitar. My dreams! It just looks like it's, you know, a mini one for like borrowers or something. I upgraded my cheap one, which I still have, but I'm going to use it as like my travel one, so because I would hate for this one to get busted, because I just think it's so lovely. This is by Flight. I picked Flight for my upgrade. This cost about £110 including postage. You can get ukuleles up to like, I don't know, like £1,000 or something. This is the concert size for £110. It's a beautifully finished quality ukulele that's not going to break the bank. I realise that that's still a lot of money. I totally agree that it is. But when we're talking about instruments, they're quite a budget friendly kind of instrument. I also found them really easy to learn. And if you look at this look at this beautiful neck as well, all that blue in there. Obviously they are only a 4-stringed instrument. There's lots of videos on YouTube, and I am now like officially in love. So I have got I've just put a load of moisturiser on my leg, so I'm probably not in the best way to play something for you, but I will play you a little snippet. So I'm obsessed. I have been playing for nearly 4 months. As you can see, I feel like I'm fairly advanced for 4 months, but then we had a lot of time during lockdown, so I can do some picky things. I've just been really Enjoying it. I found it really quite easy to pick up. I adore it. It doesn't hurt my fingers so much because they have the nylon strings. So obviously my electric one does have the steel strings, but it's a lot easier on the fingers, although I do have slightly hardened fingertips now, and when I first started playing, they did kind of do a little bit of what I would consider to be shedding, but it wasn't super painful, and it was enough that I didn't have to stop for multiple days to like let them recover. When they started to get a bit sore after like half an hour or whatever, I could come back to it the next day and it would be fine. So I have been doing this. Please go follow my Hannah Does Ukulele TikTok. I'd really appreciate that. If you have any cover requests, let me know. But I'm proof that it's never too late to pick up something. I always wanted to learn an instrument, and as I said, my parents were like, oh, do you record it first? And I was like, fuck that. So, you know, if you have been thinking, oh, I'd really love to do that for ages and you haven't done it yet and you feel like you want to, then, you know, try it. It's never too late. I'm 27 and I finally learnt an instrument. I still can't read music. Now I'm writing my own songs and having a great time, and I don't care if you think that I can't sing because I'm happy. So, you know, you got to do what makes you happy. So there you go. We're going to say hello to Gary. I'm going to talk to you about a few bits that I've been loving. As you can see, obviously jewellery. Oh, it's like this shit is sexy. Let's go see Gary. Let's feed him a raspberry. Hello, beautiful king. Would you like a raspberry? Do you want a raspberry or not? Hello? What's this? What's wrong with you? You always want a raspberry. What's this? Oh, he does not want raspberry. Okay, I'll put it in your bowl then. Okay, are you just shy? Are you shy? Look at my baby boy. He's a good boy. He's not got this lump. It's not grown anymore. Can you see? Like just here. We did go get it checked out by the vet, who was like, oh, maybe he's like hurt himself in the tank or something. You just haven't noticed. So keep an eye on it. It's not affecting his eating. It's not affecting his mood. He's a happy little bug. She said keep an eye out for any other growths anywhere. Nothing's happened. She didn't want to have to try and biopsy it because it'd be really stressful for him. And she just said, like, you know, continue to take pictures of it, make sure it's not grown. So we have been doing that. But yeah, there's nothing else going on. So he's a happy little bug, eating, pooing, being happy, as per usual. Look at the handsome boy. I have a few favourites to show you. It's a little while later. Gary didn't want his raspberry. I don't know what is wrong with him. He's not up for it. He did eat a couple earlier, so maybe he's just not. So I think quite obviously we're going to be talking about some favourites, and the first one is my ukulele. This is the flight one. I will leave a link to it down below. It's just so beautiful. I talked a little bit about it earlier, but I absolutely love this thing. It's so, the sound is so nice. It's beautiful. I love it. It's got the little kind of blue, and it's this, oh, I'm obsessed with it. I love the ukulele. I'm enjoying it. Don't forget to check out my TikTok. I'll leave it down below for you. The other bits and pieces are basically just kind of like skincare-y things. But I do have one snack to show you. I've been travelling a lot lately, and so I often just have a couple of these in my bag just in case, because often like I'm leaving work at 5 and I don't really want to spend loads of money, you know, buying stuff when I'm out. So if I can't bring stuff at home, or like it's gonna taste funny, or like could go off during the day if it's out of a fridge, then I bring just like a couple of snacks to tide me over. And I've really been enjoying these Trek protein flapjacks. This is the cocoa and oat one, and they are vegan. 7 grams of protein, gluten-free and vegan, and they're just, it feels a little bit treaty because it does have a little bit of chocolate in, but they are really nice. You can get ones that are like double the size of these, I think, but this is just a little nice thing. I'm not always like one of those people that goes for like protein things, because I think you slam protein on something, and I think most of us do actually, even those on a plant-based diet, get enough protein because there's protein in a lot of things. I do think a lot of things that say protein on them are just a little bit overhyped, don't actually necessarily contain that much more protein than the normal version, and are normally really expensive. But I just like the taste of these, basically. The next thing that I've been obsessed with, I've been using the Revolution, I think they're called like the Eye Studio. They are an eye base basically, and they look exactly the same as like the Maybelline like pot ones or the MAC ones, but lately I've just been using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. Got my little tube here. I used to use these, if you've been a long time subscriber, I used to use this all the time if I wasn't using my MAC one. It's really, really good. It just stops everything from creasing. It's sticky, but it's not going to like move around and stuff, and it just holds my eyeshadow in place all day, and I've really been enjoying it. Next couple of bits are hair things. These, I don't know what these are called. Hair bands. I obviously have the brown one because I have brown hair, and I also have a clear. My mum loves these as well because they're gentle on your hair and they don't kind of leave dents in them, but I use them all the time. I have a load in my bag, in each handbag. There's always normally one on my wrist, and this is what I use to put on my hair. Pretty much all I use to put on my hair. I find I get less breakage, it holds nicer. They're really, really good. You can get these from Beauty Bay, probably Amazon are doing them now, all sorts. And then I have a few little skincare bits. Some of these were sent to me, some of them were bought. So the first thing that was sent to me was, it's by, I think you say Calibri, I'm not sure. Naturally effective and vegan. They sent me a few things actually, but the one I am still testing a few of them. I've got the Regenerating Night Cream, which actually has retinol in it, and I have been using that for kind of like anti-aging and, you know, dark marks and things from spots and stuff left over. But I've been really enjoying this hydrating serum. It's all in German, so I can't tell you what it says, but I can tell you that it's got hyaluronic acid in it. It's suitable for all skin types. It's also got peptides in it. Use this kind of twice a day underneath your moisturiser. This is kind of like my serum step, and I've really been, it doesn't look like I've used any of it, but I absolutely have. I really, really like this. It's nice that it's in a pump. Really, it doesn't like ball up or do anything weird underneath my makeup or my other moisturiser or anything, and I have found that because I use a lot of stuff like the next product, it's really handy to help hydrate my skin as well, because I use a lot of acids and things like that. We don't want to be over exfoliating, but I obviously do want to continue to use those for kind of fine lines and wrinkles, because we're staving those off. We have no problem with aging here, but we want to look good for our age, and I am 27, so I'm in my late 20s now. How strange, that feels very, very odd to say that, but it just kind of helps keep my skin like nice and plump and stuff and really moisturised. That's really, really nice, and kind of helps with any dryness you might experience if you're using something like this. This is the Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. It's about £30, so it is expensive. I have been using this for months and months and months, and I absolutely love it. It's made the biggest difference to how bright and fresh my skin looks. It helps fade dark marks and things. It's helped with any kind of like little blackheads and stuff around my kind of nose area, and it's supposed to also, obviously it's a mild exfoliant. It's really good if you have particularly kind of acne prone skin, and it's a little bit sort of gentler than using like some of the harsher like AHAs like glycolics and things. I use this as a toner in the evening if my skin is having a little bit of a freak out. I also use it as a spot on treatment, and I have just found that it works wonders. It's something that I bought myself. I also bought the mini version. The mini version is tiny and it is about £13, but again it will last you ages. So if you didn't want to spend the full 30, you just wanted it as something to try, maybe look at getting the mini version first. I'll leave everything down below for you anyway. Something else that I bought myself is this hemp moisturiser. It's I think it's called the hemp calming moisturiser. I think it's about £8 from the Inky list. It's supposed to be a little bit more like calming and soothing if you have a little bit more irritated skin, and as I said, I use a lot of acids and stuff. I feel like my skincare routine is doing my skin justice at the moment. I do have a couple of breakouts, but that's very normal for me at this time of the month. But this has been really, really nice. The only thing I wish is that it was a little bit bigger. I don't use a ton of it because it spreads really nicely and it is really moisturising, but it doesn't make me greasy or anything. It sinks into the skin really nicely and works beautifully under makeup. So if you're looking for a new moisturiser and you have kind of like normal skin like me, maybe give this a go. Really reasonably priced, and again I think they're all vegan and cruelty free. So one of the other things that I've been loving is a body moisturiser, and this is from L'Occitane. They did send this to me. It's the ultralight body cream, and it's got 5% shea butter in it, and look at the weird texture. Let me just, I've been using it a fair bit, as you can see. Let me just look at it. It's bouncy. you can pick it up. How weird is that? I'm going to put a little bit on my elbows. It turns into like a normal cream after, and you guys know that I tan for work. I find that it's really been good for keeping my tan on, and it sinks in really nicely. It's a little bit of a lighter moisturizer, so I tend to use a heavier body cream at night, but if I'm feeling a little bit dry, I want my tan to last a little bit longer, and I want to put clothes on sooner, then this is the one that I will use before I pop my clothes on. Love, love, love. So it is now the next day. I've just been hanging around trying to do a little bit of songwriting, but it's not going very well. I hope that you enjoyed my little favourites segment, and that you're excited for the vlogs to be back. I'll leave everything that I put in there down below. As you can see, like these, I've actually just got one of the necklace on today, so they do come as like single ones, but in a set, if that makes sense. And I will leave the link and stuff for my ukulele and all that good stuff down below for you, so don't forget to check all of that out. I don't know when the next vlog will be. I do have a couple of shoots this week. I am in Peterborough this week, and then I've also got a shoot in London for Dorothy Perkins, so I'm not sure what my schedule is going to be like this week, and I've spent the weekend at home, so I haven't seen my man this week. I hope that you guys are all doing okay and staying safe. Please remember to wear your masks, because, you know, that's a good thing to do. I know that they can be a little bit claustrophobic for some of us, but as someone that really doesn't enjoy wearing them, that has to on the tube, it's really important. It's not just about you, it's about other people. I know the majority of my kind of followers are nice, normal, decent human beings, and also just remember, I found myself having to remind myself that when I see the majority of people out wearing them, and there are a couple who aren't, there obviously will be some people who are medically exempt from this, so you know, don't be starting fights in the street or anything like I saw someone do the other day, because that stuff isn't good. I hope that you're all okay and staying safe. Let me know what you guys have been up to, and I will see you very soon. Links and stuff below. Follow me on the rest of my social media and stuff, and I will see you very soon. Okay, love you lots. Bye!